Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back, guys, with another online lesson. Today, inshallah, we are still studying auxiliary verbs. Yesterday, we learned how to give yes and no yes and no answers, short answers for yes and no questions. Okay. If you remember, we have done this exercise before. Open your books, page 8. Page 8. Okay. This exercise, we practiced changing these statements into yes and no questions like this. Number one, he found lots of good resources. Let me accept the guys who are waiting. Okay, guys. We changed these statements into yes and no questions yesterday. Number one, he found lots of good resources for his essay online. The question was, did he find lots of good resources for his essay online? Number two, she usually turns her cell phone off before class. The question was, does she usually turn her cell phone, and so on. Number three, she has had that bicycle for a long time. The question was, has she had that bicycle for a long time? Number four, he's not answering his phone. The question was, is he not answering his phone? Number five, she has posted photos on her website. The question was, has she posted photos on her website? The last one, we have downloaded the program we were looking for. The question was, have you downloaded the program you were looking for, and so on. Now, guys, I want you to practice another thing on these yes and no questions. I want you to give me short answers using yes or no. Okay? We learned how to form yes and no answers or short answers. So your task now, I want you to give me a yes and no short answer for each of these 6 questions. Who's ready? Yes, Naif Al-Mutiri. Okay, let's start with Naif. Yes, Naif.
Teacher. Yes, he did. No, he didn't.
Did he find lots of resources? Yes, he did, or no, he didn't. Excellent, Naif. Excellent. Okay, guys. Number 2. Yes, Mishal Al-Shammari.
Yes, teacher.
Read the question first, Mishal, okay?
Okay. Does she usually turn her call phone off before class?
Cell phone, okay?
Cell phone. Yes, she does. No, she doesn't.
Okay, thanks, ya Mishal. Number 3, let's take Walid. Yes, Walid.
Yes, teacher. Has she had that bicycle for a long time? Yes, she has. No, she hasn't.
Excellent, Walid. Number 4, I need a new guy. Yes, Sultan.
Is he not answering? Yes, he is. No, he isn't.
Okay, Sultan. Wonderful. Number 5. Number 5, guys. As-Sathan.
Yes, she has. No.
Read the question first, please. Okay.
Has he posted the photos on her website? Yes, she has. No, she hasn't.
Okay. Yes, she has. No, she hasn't. The last one. I need a new face. Who's going to do it? Maybe Turki Al-Ghamdi. Put your hand if you are really Turkey. who can make yes and no answer for this one, guys? It's so easy. Yes, القحطاني. Okay.
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
Have you download the program we were looking for? Yes. Yes. You have, or no, you haven't.
Okay, but you know, when someone asks you answer using, if I say, for example, do you like football? Do you like football? Yes.
I
Yes.
do.
Yes, I do. And in this statement, exactly the you or this pronoun you, it was originally we. Okay, so have you downloaded the program? Yes, we have.
Have.
Or no, we haven't. Okay.
Haven't. Okay.
Thanks, يا قحطاني. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, guys, let's move again to our PowerPoint. I'm going to share it for you. Well, I know we have taken a long time in this auxiliary verbs rule, but it's very important for you, you know. Someone says it's so easy. Why do we spend a lot of time studying this auxiliary verbs and we can take it in one lesson? They are easy, I know, but they are so important, and there are some special cases and something which you make mistakes and you lose marks. So I want you to make correct sentences, to make correct writing, to speak correctly. That's why I insist on teaching you everything about these auxiliary verbs. We started these verbs by knowing what are these verbs, if you can remember, and we studied a table which showed us what are the auxiliary verbs. We knew they are verb to do, verb to be, verb to have, and modal verbs. And I asked you an important question. Why do you think they are important? And we knew that these auxiliary verbs can help us to make, number one, negative, number two, to make questions, different forms of questions, yes and no question, WH question, question tag, and they help us to make short answers. Okay? Up till now, we learned how to make two kinds of questions. We learned how to make yes and no question, if you remember. Okay? And we learned how to give a short answer to this yes and no question. And before 2 weeks or 1 week ago, we learned how to make question tag. Well, we still have another topic to learn, which is how to make negative statements using these auxiliary verbs. And this is our topic today. Well, then, as you see, we learned how to make yes and no questions using auxiliary verbs. And sometimes we don't have auxiliary verbs. We need verb to do or does or did. And I told you to be careful if you use do or does or did to change or to put the main verb in the bare infinitive. I hope you remember it well. Then we learned how to give short answers using yes or no. And there was 3 notes. I told you about two, just two, and there is another note I didn't tell you yesterday. I'm going to tell it to you now. Let's remember the notes about yes and no questions now. I hope you can still let me accept the other guys on the waiting room. Okay. Okay, guys, the first note about yes and no questions, as you can see here, When I asked you, did Fatima go to Jeddah? We answered yes, Fatima did. No, Fatima didn't. And I told you it's wrong to give this short answer like this. Why? Why? Can you remember? Who can tell us why was this short answer not correct? When I say yes, Fatima did. No, Fatima didn't. Why do you think? You forgot? I told you it's very important, guys. And I hope you watch the videos again. I upload the video on the website. I hope you watch it more and more and write down these notes. Yes, Walid. Can you remember Walid?
Yes.
Why it's
Uh,
wrong to say yes, Fatima did, no, Fatima didn't? Why?
I want 3 words in statement الجملة.
Okay, and here we have 3 words in the short answer. Yes, Fatima did. 3. No, Fatima didn't. 3. Why it's wrong?
المفروض she is.
Aha, because I need to use she, not Fatima, right?
Yes.
Let me check. Excellent, Walid. Right. I must say yes, she did, or no, she didn't. Why? Because I told you to keep this note in your mind, guys. In short answers, we must use subject pronouns, not nouns. Don't use a noun or proper noun or name like Fatima or Muhammad or my sister or mom. Use pronouns like I, you, he, she, it, we, they. Okay, this was the first note for short answers. There was another note which we already studied about this one. Do they watch TV? Do they watch TV? And I asked you to give me an answer using no. You said, or I said, no, they do not. Is it correct? Is it correct to say no, they do not? I think Walid answered it now. Yes, Sadhan.
No, it's not correct.
Not correct. Why do you think not correct?
Because we have 4 words.
Aha,
And the
we
short answer, we need 3.
3. So, what's the correct one, ya Sadhan?
No, they do not, don't. No, they don't.
Check your answer, Sadhan. Excellent. No, they don't. No, they don't. So, as Sadhan said, in short answers, guys, I need 3 words, not 4 words. That's why in negative short answers using no, it's not possible for you to use this full form. Do not, cannot, will not, does not. No, no, no. You must use the short form. Don't, can't, doesn't, won't. And you have a table on short forms we studied before in the question tag lesson. I hope you revise it. So in negative short answers, guys, we must use contracted forms أو بنسميها short forms, not full forms. As you see, this is called contract or short form, but this is called full form. Okay. There was another note I didn't tell you yesterday. I'm telling it to you now. I have a question. I need you to give me a short answer. Yes, who can give me a short answer for this one? And a negative short answer, exactly. But if you give me a positive and negative, no problem. Are you doing your homework? Who can give me a short answer? Yes, Sultan.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Like this, Sultan, right?
No.
Not correct this one?
Yes.
Why not correct? 3 words, Sultan. 1, this is no, number 1. Where is it? Yeah, 1.
There's not such a thing called ament.
Aha. So this is not correct short form of no, I am not. It's not correct form, right?
Yeah.
What is the correct one, please?
No, I'm not.
We check. You mean like this?
Yes.
Excellent, Sultan. You know, guys, each time when I want to make correct short form, I delete in from not. Okay, I delete in from not and merge not with the auxiliary verb. It's correct with all auxiliary verbs, but not for this am. So if it was not am, suppose it was do, not, it would be don't. I cannot, I can't. I will not, I won't. But I am not, I amn't, it's not correct as Sultan said. The correct one here is to make abbreviation from this am, delete a, merge it with I to be am, and keep not alone like this one. So I guess it's an important note for you not to make a mistake in your choices or in your writing. So I hope Sultan can read this note. You are wonderful, Sultan, mashallah alik. Are
The
you still?
contracted form of I'm not is
No, 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 wait.
I
Don't,
am not.
yeah, don't say I'm not. This is
I
I am not,
I
okay?
am not is I am not. Not I amn't.
The contracted form, يا شباب, or the short form of I am not is am not like this. Not I amn't like this. I hope you stay, you remember this note. Okay, guys. Now we are studying another function of auxiliary verbs, and let's see how can these verbs help us to make negative. You know what does it mean negative, guys? It's the opposite of positive or affirmative. Negative. How can I make negative, guys? Can you tell me? Suppose I say Ahmad is sleeping. This is positive or affirmative statement. How can I make it negative statement when I say Ahmad is sleeping? Yes, Sultan. Let's take Naif this time. I'm sorry, Sultan. Give him a chance. Yes, Naif. If I say Ahmad is sleeping, can you make it negative?
Yeah, Ahmed isn't sleeping.
Ahmad
Put it,
is sleeping. How did you make it negative, please? Can you tell us?
put not. Ahmed isn't sleeping.
Where I put not, which place in the statement I put not. This is the most
Isn't it?
important part here. If you want to make negative, guys, use not where exactly. Tell us, where can I put not? At the beginning, before Ahmed?
Not the last.
After?
In the end.
After
In
what?
the end.
After what?
And this pronouns.
Uh,
Subject pronouns.
After auxiliary or after pronoun or after main verb?
After the auxiliary verb.
Excellent, excellent يا نايف. عشان كده يا شباب I told you the auxiliary verbs are very important. You must learn them. لازم تحفظوهم because you will need them to make negative, to make questions, to give short answers. You need auxiliary verbs to be in your mind all the time. So let's check here, guys. How can we make negative? Negative is formed by using not, as Sultan said, as Muhammad said, sorry. Again, negative is formed by using not. Where exactly? After an auxiliary verb. You must look in your sentences, look for one of the auxiliary verbs and use not after it. Here, you managed your task and you did the negative form. Let's check. Okay, guys, I have a statement on the screen. I need someone to change this statement into negative form. They are watching TV. Who can make it negative? I told you the rule. Put not after an auxiliary verb. So easy. I need more hands raised, please. So easy. Yes, let's take مشعل الشمري. Okay, مشعل. Where did you go? Yes, مشعل. Yes, مشعل. trying to unmute you. Yes, Misha.
Yes, teacher. They aren't watching TV
Well, why did you change R into aren't? يعني you mean you put not after R. Why after R?
because it is auxiliary verb,
This is the point.
and we are.
So guys, if you want to make negative, you must define one of the auxiliary verbs first in the statement. So R is auxiliary verb. What about watching? Is it auxiliary verb يا مشعل?
No, is mean verb.
Excellent.
Mean verb.
Main verb. I can never use not after main verb يا شباب. استغرب الشباب اللي هو to write a sentence يكتب لي he plays not, they are watching not. It's not correct يا شباب. You must use not after auxiliary verb like this one. So as you see, are, as Mishal said, this is the auxiliary verb which I need to make negative, but watching, it's the main verb. I can never use not after it. ممنوع استخدام not بعد فعل أساس يا شباب. Don't forget it. Here is a statement in affirmative form or affirmative case. We need to change this affirmative case into negative. As Mishal said, they are not or they aren't watching TV. What happened, guys? Mishal used not after are. Full form are not or short form aren't like this one. Okay, another one. A new guy. I need you to change this statement into negative form. Yes, guys. I know this class is active, mashallah alaykum. So I need more and more students to raise their hands. Let's take Walid Al-Anazi. Yes, Walid.
She has cleaned the house.
Good.
She hasn't cleaned the house.
So where is the auxiliary verb, Walid?
Has.
Has. As you see, guys, has, it's an auxiliary verb. And cleaned, this is the main verb, which I can never put not after it. This is the affirmative case. And Walid changed this into negative and said she has not or she hasn't cleaned the house. Excellent, Walid. Another guy with another statement. Yes, guys. Yes, I have a new face here. Ahmed Al-Anazi. Yes, Ahmed.
Yes, teacher. You should go home. You shouldn't go home.
So, should, it's one of the what? Yes, Ahmed, you have done? Okay. Anyway, Ahmed used the not after should because he knows that should is one of the auxiliary verbs which we studied before. So, if you want to make negative, you must use not after this auxiliary verb and go, this is the main verb. As you can see, guys, here, Ahmed managed to change this affirmative statement into negative one and said it would be, you should not or shouldn't go home. Well, Ahmed, Walid, and the other guy, you were lucky because in these three statements you found an auxiliary verb. What about the other statements which don't have auxiliary verb? Like this one. If I have, or yes, Sahibani, yes, maybe you can read this one.
Okay. If we don't have any auxiliary verb in the
Affirmative.
affirmative statement,
Yeah.
we use verb to do, don't, doesn't, didn't before the main verb, and put the main verb in the verb in the verb.
You know, guys, this slide makes me remember how to form a question. When we formed question before, we needed one of the auxiliary verbs to put before the subject, if you remember. And when we didn't find any auxiliary verbs, we get do or does or did and change the main verb into bare infinitive. The same here. If you want to make negative and you don't find any auxiliary verbs, you can't find am, is, are, was, were, have, has, had, can, could, shall, should. What can you do? You get one of these three auxiliary verbs from your own, from outside the statement. Get don't or doesn't or didn't and put it where? Before the main verb. Because in the statement you have main verb, but you don't have any helping or auxiliary verb. So you get auxiliary verb don't or doesn't or didn't. You are allowed to use one of three and put it before the main verb, but don't forget to change the main verb into the bare infinitive. Can you still remember what do we mean by bare infinitive? What's the meaning of bare infinitive? Who can still remember this? Yes, Naif?
المصدر المجرد.
Yeah.
مجرد.
I mean the verb without what, يا نايف? Without what?
Bare infinitive. Without anything. S.
Like
D.
without S, without ED,
D.
without ING, صح?
Without two. Yes.
Without two. Bare infinitive
Yes.
without two. For example, you have different forms of the verb يكتب here. Can you see? Wrote,
Yes.
to write, write, writes, written, writing. Which one of these is bare infinitive, يا نايف?
Right.
Right. Because, as you see, guys, wrote, this one, it's a past. To write, this is full infinitive. It has to, okay. I hope you turn off your camera, please, guys. Please, guys, don't switch on your camera, please, okay? And we have written, past participle. We have writes, verb plus S. We have writing, ing form. All these are not bare infinitive. This one, right, as he said, as Nave said, it's the bare infinitive which we need after don't, doesn't, and didn't. Okay, now guys, let's change this statement into negative. They watch TV. Who can change this? Yes, guys, they watch TV. Be careful because in this statement you don't have any auxiliary verb here. You just have the main verb. Yes, Sultan.
They don't watch TV.
Aha. So this was an affirmative statement. We need to change this into negative. As Sultan said, of course, watch here, it's a main verb. Sultan said they don't watch TV. Why did you take don't, Sultan? Why not doesn't? Why not didn't? Why did you choose don't?
Because the main verb is infinitive.
Okay, it's a present, right? It's a present. So I take don't present. If it was past, I would take didn't. If it was present plus S, I would take doesn't, but it's present without S, I take don't. And I change the verb into infinitive, as you can see. As you see, the main verb, it changed it into watch. It looks like the present, but this one, it's infinitive. This one is present. They are the same. As you see, the verb watch, main verb, be sure it's in bare infinitive form, watch, like this. Okay, it will be clear in the next slide. Number 2, Rakan speaks English. How can you change this into negative? Rakan speaks English. Yes, guys, you are lazy today. Hadithi wa Turk al-Ghamdi. Where are you? Badr al-Anazi. Yes, Abdulaziz. Okay,
Rakan speaks English. Rakan doesn't speak English
let's check your answer. Why did you take doesn't?
because the main verb and Rakan.
And what about the main verb? Ends with the letter S, has X.
It's
Aha.
because it's negative.
So, Shabab, if you find the main verb present plus S, like speaks, goes, drinks, sleeps, runs, studies, take doesn't as a helping or auxiliary verb, but don't forget to change the main verb from present plus S into bare infinitive like this one. As you can see, Rakan doesn't speak. Be careful. If you put don't or doesn't or didn't, make sure the main verb is in bare infinitive form. As you can see, we have speaks and speak. The bare infinitive, of course, not speaks, it's speak. Okay, now the last sentence or statement here. Fatima went to Jeddah. Yes, guys, who can do it? Hurry up, guys. We have just 1 minute or 2 minutes left. I wish I could find a new face. Yes, Walid. Okay.
Fatima went to Jeddah. Fatima didn't go to Jeddah.
Fatima didn't go to Jeddah. Let's check your answer, Walid. Of course, when this is the main verb, and Walid used didn't. Why didn't Walid? Why did you take didn't?
Because went past.
Aha, went يا شباب, it's the past of go. This is when past. So he used didn't, and he didn't. Walid remembered to put the main verb into infinitive again. Bare infinitive, I mean, as you can see, he changed went into go like this. Excellent, Walid. Well done. So I think it's so easy, guys, to make negative. The grammar rule, it's so easy. Just use not after auxiliary verb. If you don't find any auxiliary verbs in the statement, you have to get don't or doesn't or didn't and place it before the main verb. But don't forget, after putting don't or doesn't or didn't, don't forget to change the main verb into bare infinitive. Okay, I mean verb without s, without ed, without ing, without to even. Okay, so as you have seen, guys, how were these auxiliary verbs important? They helped us many times, and today we learned how to use these auxiliary verbs to make negative. I hope you understood my lesson. See you tomorrow, inshallah. Thank you for attendance, or thank you for the guys who participated with me. See you tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.